Greetings, Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. Welcome to your Tarot Video Scope for June 2020 by LightWorker. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. This is a very important month that we have now. We have the solar eclipse is restarting again, the eclipse season. We have a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse. Mercury will be going retrograde. Venus will be stationing direct, and also other planets will be going retrograde. So there is a lot going on. Whatever is happening in this reading, you need to save it because a lot of it will start to unfold over the course of the next 6 months. Eclipses have a tendency to influence your life for 6 months. Do take a look at the video for your rising sign and moon sign because you are going to get additional information. And for those of you who would like to get more information, there's 2 ways. One, you can go to the Vimeo videos. The link for that is down here below in the show more description box. That's going to take you to the Vimeo videos where there's a whole new reading for each sign of the zodiac available for download and purchase. It is an Akashic reading, a whole new reading for each sign of the zodiac. The second way to get more is to join the membership program. Please click join right here next to subscribe, or if you scroll down in the show more link, you're going to notice a link to join the membership program. The membership program has a different perks. You get a lot more, and there I'm doing a whole new reading, an Akashic reading for each sign of the zodiac that is going to be twice as long. For a personal reading, please email me at lightworker@gmail.com or visit my website www.lightworker.com. So now please allow me to focus on this reading. The general feeling that I'm picking up for you, Virgo, has to deal with you starting to rebuild the foundation as to where would you like to go from now, dealing with your own sense of dissatisfaction. Maybe a project, a circumstance is not quite turning out the way it was supposed to, having some worries and concerns either for yourself or for other people, having to make important choices and decisions. A lot of these have to deal with making choices and decisions about partnerships, real estate, finances, but also there's a sense of you need to be aware that of your own weaknesses and that sense of limitation, because after all, it may turn out to be a false sense of limitation, having to exercise a lot of patience and a lot of planning. That was the general feeling. Now I'm going to break this down one by one. The first card that wanted to show up for you is the Two of Wands. To me, it means starting to rebuild the foundation as to where would you like to go from now. Sometimes it also means struggle of choices for its own sake, commerce, negotiations, trade, people coming together or help comes together to help you. And sometimes, to me, this also signifies the beginning of some sort of a partnership. Could be a friendship, a partnership in some sort of a venture, a work-related partnerships or partnerships of some kind. Now I'm going to tune in to hear my spiritual team, what they have to tell you about this. They're telling me that for some of you, you are about to achieve an important, significant goal. There's going to be a switch, or to you, it's going to feel like a switch happen. More so than the work itself has to deal with the work environment. For other Virgos, you may be dealing with changes in the place where you live. Some of you at this time may be dealing with people who live with you moving in or moving out. You may be thinking of putting together plans, doing a costs of how much may cost you at this time to do an extension to a property, to renovate a property, to buy or sell of a home, to buy a sale of or sell a business. You may be dealing with people who are going to give you estimates. You may be dealing with accountants. You may be dealing with banks. You may be dealing with a repairman who may need to give you an estimate before you decide whether you're going to hire them or not. They're talking that old systems are now going to be breaking down, and you are going to be ready to put together a whole new system of things. This could be happening to you in an emotional sense, some sort of a big emotional closure or ending. This may be happening to you at a physical sense when you're going to feel like your body needs a lot more rest than usual. You need to take better care of your body. But if you do notice a change in your with your body, with your metabolism, with your sleeping patterns, with your energy level, I get a sense that some of you may be struggling a little bit with a crash of energy. You know, you get a crash of a boost of energy, and then suddenly a crash when the energy goes down. This may be related to the lunar eclipses. So it may be a little bit difficult for you to keep and maintain that balance, because I also get a sense that through this card, they're also trying to tell you that you are doing whatever you have in control to keep and maintain the balance. Physically, emotionally, with what's happening internally, personally with your life, but also with what's happening in the world around you and the worldly events happening right now. You may be mapping out a plan. You may be mapping out how something is going to happen step by step. But as you are mapping out whatever it needs to be, you may need to take a break. You may need to get a second opinion. You may need to get some reinforcement or some encouragement. Because also I have a sense that maybe how you need to map out whatever your plan is, you may be needing a fresh pair of eyes to go over it. Maybe there could be something here that you have been overlooking or not calculating properly. For some of you, they're telling me that you may be planning a situation that involves a venue. Okay, it could be part of your work. Maybe your work is expanding and they're going to open a second center, a second shop, expanding in some way. So a new venue, it could be an online venue, platform, could be something that you are trying to put together and trying to figure out the venue where to do it. It's going to happen outdoors in somebody's backyard. This is going to be like one of those social distancing things or an online gathering. The next card that you have is the Seven of Pentacles. To me, it means work, but at the same time, you need a break to gather your forces to catch your breath. It means also labor, but you may not be fully satisfied with its harvest. It represents concerns and wait and see what happens. Some of you could be affiliated with a company that deals with savings, investments, retirement funds, 401k. There could be some concerns or difficulties with that. If you are not affiliated with it through your work, this could be your own worries and concerns about how to save money, or how to save money for a rainy day, or for your later age. You could be trying to put together funds. You may be trying to put together help, resources, either to help yourself get through a situation, or you may be doing so because you are trying to help someone else for whom you seem to be concerned. I have a sense that the resources or the money that you need, little by little, will be coming together. For some of you, do keep in mind that immediately in July there's going to be a third eclipse, and this reading will extend over the next 6 months. So for some of you, I have a sense that a lot of what is happening in June may reward you, or you're going to see a solution or the ending of it in July. Many of you are going to be switching or changing up into a different role, taking on a new role, putting on a new uniform, trying to create a daily life that is a little bit more systematic. If you felt that with your work, whether you work from home or not, it doesn't have a structure, you may be trying here to figure out what would be the best daily structure for you. What would be the best structure for you to keep and maintain your performance at work? What would be the best approach for you to keep and maintain the structure of the family, to deal with a family related circumstance? You may be feeling like everybody is turning up to you when you are in charge. You may be in charge of the finances. You may be in charge of an event. Everybody's going to be looking up to you in many ways. The next card is the Eight of Swords. To me, it means undecisiveness, blindness that we put in ourselves, limitations, being blind toward our own sense of weakness and toward our own sense of fear. Because deep down, the solution here, all you have to do is remove the blindfolds so that you can see the truth. Because maybe the circumstance is not as bad as you think, and sometimes over the things over the which you don't have control, you just have to let it go and let the universe take over. Issues around planning, timing, the timing of organizing something, the timing is going to be of an importance. A time to complete something, the closures that maybe you need, agreements that you may need to reach. You may be in a situation where you don't know how something will turn up and you are just waiting to see. You may be waiting to hear from a relative that maybe is struggling in some ways. You may be waiting to hear from the government, a government institution, for something to be approved. You may be waiting to hear about an investment right now, how it's going to turn out. But at the same time, I also have a sense that you need to go back to practices that have been passed on to you, that maybe in the past you couldn't really see the full benefit of it, but now you are going to be more ready than ever to go back to these routines, religious practices or spiritual practices that has been passed on to you, because now you are going to start to see the healing effect, the benefit of it. If in your family prayer was passed on to you, it was one of those religious routines, and you didn't see the benefit of it before, now you're going to start to do that. If you never believed in dreams, if you never paid attention to your gut feeling, now you are going to start to pay attention to that. If you never believed in the forces of nature, in how how something could happen out of nowhere to turn your life around for good or for bad, now you are going to pay attention and notice the signs. For a lot of you, a shift is taking place. Many of you Virgos are going to feel that now you are ready to take the next step. You may be feeling ready to take the next step with a relationship, either moving together, buy a home together, getting engaged, getting married. You may be or having a child. You may be feeling that now you are ready to take on a role or to do something for the greater good. Maybe now you're going to feel ready to come to rescue somebody. come to be at service, either to an organization, a community that you belong to, but you are going to feel very deeply and you are going to be drawn to a cause, to a person. You're going to be feeling your higher calling. Not only what is my purpose in my life, but also you're going to have a sense that now your heart is telling you to expand, to get out there, and also to figure out what are you meant to contribute to society. As painful as certain emotions may be, you are going to make it through, because I have a sense of laughing and crying at the same time. I have a sense of this duality of emotions. I have a sense again of your body up and down. Not everything is going to turn out the way you plan for, and maybe that's where your blindness is, because sometimes, okay, when life takes over, you just need to get out of the way. There is a purpose why everything in your life is happening the way is happening. For some of you, they are telling me that you may be able here to avoid a major damage financially, an accident. You may be able to avoid a surgery. If this is not you and maybe your concerns and thoughts were about someone else, maybe they're going to be able to avoid some sort of a disaster financially with their health, an accident, or a surgery. But they are emphasizing here the importance of some kind of a surgery. The next card that you have is patience and planning, and this is from a different deck. They're talking about meetings of great minds. These two great minds could be meeting together, and they could be conspiring to come to help you in some ways, to come to surprise you in some ways. They may be conspiring to bring some joy in your life. At this time, you may be dealing with important forces. You may be dealing with important people in your area. The mayor, a priest, a political figure, a celebrity. You may be dealing with important events being scheduled, get-togethers, gatherings. Your voice will be heard. Whether that happens in a meeting, in a family-related circumstance, in how you use your voice in society, in a family-related situation, or in a relationship. Particularly if you have been feeling like other people are just ignoring your advice, your warning, or you feel like nobody is hearing you and here you are, okay, now you are going to be getting all of the attention that you need, all of the attention that wasn't there before, and a whole lot more. Some of your feelings will start to be validated. But I also have a sense that you are going to be taking a lot of matters to your heart. You're going to put your heart and soul into everything that you may be thinking, into anything that you may be dreaming about, into anything that you could be creating, working on, and planning. They're talking about university degrees, certifications, licenses, putting together some sort of a program. Could also be putting together programs and systems to advance your career or to advance a business that you may have. You are going to be able to meet your match. Okay, because that's what's going to give you that balance here. Because both of these cards, look at them. Okay, they, in some ways, in their own unique ways, they represent balance. If you needed balance in a relationship, if you needed balance with a circumstance in your life, because they're telling me everything that will be breaking will be replaced by something new. And they are not just talking about an area of your life that maybe needs to restart, but they're also talking about things that may show up to be repaired, to be replaced, errors that maybe you did not know that you are going to be go over in and fix any errors, any mistakes, editing errors, things that have to deal with contracts, things that have to deal with your promise. You may be promising here, like a verbal promise to show up to help someone. A lot of forces are going to be in motion. You may be dealing at the same time with good and bad. You may be dealing at the same time with the divine forces and the evil forces. You could be going back and forth, okay? Or you may be feeling like your life is not, doesn't still have the stability that you need, but maybe that stability that you need, it's not completely going to be there in June, but I get the sense that you could be able to achieve that around July. This, I also keep getting the feeling this is two people of equal force coming together. You're going to meet your match in the sense of what do you need. Maybe you are looking for a business partner. Maybe you are looking for somebody who has an equal sense of passion and power, not necessarily love related. But you are going to be a force to reckon with. Try to be patient, because irritation, allowing irritation to take the best of you won't serve you right. Again, try to calm down and try to be as patient as you can. And that's the only thing that you have in your control. That's the only thing that you have within your reach to control. So focus on that. I hope that this is making sense to you. You can always go to watch the video for your rising sign and moon sign. It will provide you with additional information. You may go to the Vimeo videos if you like to know more, or you may join the membership program, which is going to provide you again with a third whole new reading with a lot more additional information. For a private reading, please email me at amalightworker@gmail.com or go to my website www.amalightworker.com. Thank you so very much again for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I will reconnect with you in the next video. Bye.